Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational ladynoble with B65 channel. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. You take a reservation and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool, it is not the final rule, and it's a good idea to have it in your cup when you are on Lady Noble channel and you really want to see what's up. Be sure to tell a family friend or follow you know to come over and subscribe to the channel so they can be privy to these spiritual notifications. There's no space in this place for everyone to be spiritually notified. Okay. The first card that we have out here collective is the Five of Swords. Okay. And the Five of Swords represents some kind of conflict or some kind of loss. So there could be a battle. Maybe there's a battle in you, in your mental space and place. Maybe you're focusing and contemplating on some kind of loss that you had to take or receive. This could be in a court situation, maybe through litigation. Maybe you had some kind of court proceeding where you feel you had to take a loss. This could be a divorce or child custody case. Okay, a divorce, a child custody case, or something involving the law. Okay, maybe you feel it was not fair, the decision that was made. But it is over now, and Spirit is saying for you to just surrender with the Ten of Wands here, just surrender the burden that the situation of unfairness may have caused you, or the state of mind that it has had you in. Spirit is saying it's time for you to surrender this energy. The decision has been made, the judge has slammed the gavel, and the best thing you can do is move forward and not harness that energy, the stress or pain or any unjust situation. If it's possible for you to legally do any overturning of the judgment, then seek legal advice and do so. But what your spirit team don't want you doing is playing out this situation that took place regarding the law or some unjust decision that was made through a court, whether this was a divorce, something regarding children, guardianship, or some kind of legal matter. You feel was just unfair. It is what it is. The past is the past. And you're either going to allow the law to overturn it if it is possible, depending on what your situation is, or move on from it. They don't want you spending each and every waking day that you wake up, every new day that you are given, constantly having conversations about, the turnout or how you're feeling. They're saying it's like pulling a band-aid off an old wound. It's like peeling an old scab and, revealing something that could have remained covered so that you can heal and surrender this situation here, okay? They want you to move forward because there was a time with the Eight of Swords where before this separation or this custody battle, whatever the situation is, where you felt this energy of the Eight of Swords, you felt binded, you felt as if you were connected to a situation that you would never be able to come out of or disconnect from. Maybe you were in a relationship that was very unhealthy. You could have been involved with Oh, wow. Maybe you were involved with someone who was married, okay? Maybe you've had a child by someone who was married. Wow, okay, that's for somebody, that's not for everybody. But maybe you were in a relationship with someone who had a family. Basically, this person was living a double life, okay? You may have been aware of this, you may not, okay? Maybe at the beginning I'm hearing it was all fun and games, but as time moved forward, this person began to change on you. They began to show their true colors, becoming more and more inconsiderate and disrespectful. If you have a child by this person, I'm feeling their behavior change once the child was born. But now Spirit is saying it's time for you to rest and rejuvenate with the Four of Swords. It's time for you to put your sword down and focus on, surrendering all that you have been through. You've been through a lot, a lot of mistreatment. You have a lot of resentment and regrets towards yourself. And we all make mistakes in life. There's nothing for you to be ashamed of, male or female, gender is fluid and tarot. So there's nothing for you to be ashamed of. But it's time for you to surrender what this connection was and be grateful and honor the gift of separation. Spirit is saying this is your time, to turn over a new leaf in your life. Not to get back, not to say, look at me doing this now, but for you to do the healing and, just experience a new vibration, a new frequency of life, all the bliss and the beauty that life has to offer. Choosing to move forward could be as simple, just like magic, could be very simple. You do have the power within you with the magician. You have everything within you to come out of this energy of feeling like you were defeated and treated wrong. We cannot get back the past, but we must stay present. You don't want to miss out on all that life has to offer you presently because you're so focused on what was done in the past. That situation is over with now and the decision was made. Okay. And so the next card that we have here is the Four of Pentacles. And so with the Four of Pentacles, this is the energy of you needing to focus on, moving forward independently. Maybe you were a living spouse with this person, okay? Whether they were living a double life or not, whether you were their side piece or two piece. Maybe you were, maybe this person went back and forth in between you, to their husband and then to you, or to their wife and then to you, okay? And maybe you were very reliant or dependent on them. Maybe they were taking care of you. This could have been your sugar daddy or sugar mama. But either way, Spirit is saying it's time for you to focus on your own independence, how you're going to move forward, what it is that you desire, where do you want to see yourself in the next couple of years, and work on that. They want you to put your energy towards some kind of progress, whether it's employment, counseling, prayer, meditation, journaling, okay, whatever it is, or writing a book. If you feel like you have a story in you want to share about your journey and all that you've been through, they want you to put your energy towards some form of progress that is going to benefit you as you move forward. Being mindful of where you put your energy in, your time, will bring you back into balance with temperance here. You could have Sagittarius placement in your chart, okay? Will bring you back into balance, okay? And so it's time for you to focus, with the Knight of Pentacles here. It's time for you to focus on expansion, and putting in the hard work, not towards focusing on the past, but hard work on progressing forward. Maybe you want to go to school to further your education. Maybe there's a particular career field you are desiring. Maybe it's time to prep that resume, start going on interviews, okay? Maybe there's a housing situation you're interested in. You want to get your own place. That's something you've never done because you're accustomed to being with this person. But maybe you want somewhere fresh and new to start. Maybe you just want to uproot and just be in a new space, in a new place, and that is fine, things like that. Source wants you to work on that. It's time for you to step into your queendom with the Queen of Wands here. It's time for you to sit on your throne, okay? It's time for you to work on your purpose, your divine purpose. You were put here for more than just partying and BSing. You were put here for more than just being someone's spouse, or spatting or being angry. There are many layers, you are a multi-dimensional being, but until you acknowledge that and come into a knowing and understanding and having a wanting to know who you are and accept the awakening that is taking place in your life, because if this situation has devastated you that much, where you once felt, and these are my nails and I couldn't pick up that card, hilarious. But this is a situation where you felt that, you would never get away from, but now you're finally free. And so Spirit is saying, now that you're finally free, what will you do with the gift of separation? They want you to honor it and use it wisely. Okay? And so you're moving on into a new cycle. You've experienced being in a relationship that was unhealthy. Okay? Not for everybody, but some people, you experience being the other man or the other woman, okay? You've been there, you've done that, you've experienced being married and going through a divorce, okay? Some bits and pieces may be for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else, okay? And moving forward, make sure you're only gathering with those who are emotionally available when it comes to dating, okay? And make sure you're only gathering with situations that will add fruit to your life, that will be fruitful and not fruitless. Because when you choose to engage with someone who you know is in a relationship, it's one thing to not know, but once you do know, it's like self sacrificing yourself. Because in the long run, in the meantime, in between time, far as the future, it's less likely that, you and that person will end up together. It's less likely that they're going to, leave their husband or their wife. I said less likely. I didn't say it didn't happen. I said less likely. Okay, so moving forward, Spirit is saying for you to choose to, if you're going to be in a connection, because everyone has different lifestyles. Okay, make sure you choose someone who's available, who wants to be exclusive, and just you and them and no others. Okay, but it's time to allow the healing to begin. Okay, so they want you to put your energy once again in time into things of progress, and this could be anything. I just named about 6 or 8 of them. Going back to school, taking up a trade, I don't know, starting a podcast, getting on social media, writing a book, working on your health, losing weight. For the fellas, maybe you want to lift weights, maybe you want to increase your muscle mass. Working on your finances, relocating, okay, journaling, meditating, prayer. This could be a lot of things. Joining different friend groups, support groups, getting counseling if that is necessary. That's not for everyone. Okay. So, all those things are just some of the things, are areas of progress that you can put your energy towards. Instead of waking up and sitting around the house or having conversations when your friends or family come around about what was done. We already know what was done. We know what happened back then, but what about today, right now? Starting from today, starting here, right now. Okay? This person is moving on with their life and they are spirit is saying for you to move on with yours. We have the Queen of Cups, okay? And so the moment you choose to accept the healing process and begin on your journey in whatever way is healthy for you, in whatever way that is healthy for you, male or female collective. We have two thrones here, and as I always inform you, no one gets to the throne without earning their right of passage, metaphorically speaking. And so this is your desired and destined energy, to be a leader. This could be a leader in the community, in your family, in a friend group. This could be leadership on a job, okay, or metaphorically speaking. You can have people who admire you and look up to you, like you're a leader, who have respect for you, okay? Maybe people who have watched you overcome, and go through life or go through your journey. Okay? Beautiful. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.